Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have swatches for you from the Love at Frostbite collection from KB Shimmer. These are available right now, so in the description box below I'll link the KB Shimmer site and Instagram page, and then I will link my Instagram page where you can see more swatches of everything from this collection. There are a total, I think, of 15 polishes in this collection, so let's go ahead and get started. So first we have Knit Happens, and this is described as a bold red polish with a jelly finish. This also has color shifting flakes in crimson, orange, and gold. There's also lime and green microflakes, as well as a micro holographic flake. Here's our first coat of Knit Happens. This one does cover really well on this first coat, and it is completely opaque for me in 2. A good, smooth, easy to work with formula, no running, pooling, or staining. You will want top coat to finish this off. It does dry on the dull side and slightly textured, and removal on this one is easy. So there's 2 coats. Next up we have Sip Back and Relax, and this is described as a deep red wine-colored linear holographic. Here's our first coat of Sip Back and Relax. This one's also really pigmented on this first coat. I didn't personally have any staining, but I also only left it on for the swatch. I would recommend going in with a base coat just to make sure you don't have any staining. You will want top coat. It does help that hollow stand out to its full potential, and nothing in here is difficult to remove, so there's 2 coats. Next up we have How's It Growin', and this is described as an emerald green jelly base accented by holographic micro flakes. Here's our first coat of How's It Growing. This one does cover pretty well on the first coat, obviously a little bit sheer, so I am going to go in for 2. You get a ton of flakes out, and they are easy to manipulate across the nail. You'll want top coat to hide any texture, but removal will be easy. So there's 2 coats. Next up we have Stream On, Stream Away, and this is described as a deepened navy blue cream. Here's our first coat of Stream On, Stream Away. This one is more of a crelly than a cream, so it is a little bit more sheer and maybe streaky or patchy on this first coat, but it does build up well for me in 2. This one is going to dry nice and glossy all on its own, and obviously nothing will be difficult to remove or dry textured, but I would still recommend using a top coat. So there's 2 coats. Next up we have Soul Amazing, and this is described as a clear base full of red, orange, gold, green, and at extreme angles aqua flakies. Here is Soul Amazing over Stream On, Stream Away. I love this color combination. You'll want top coat for this, but removal will be easy. So there's 1 coat. Up next we have Barely Awake, and this is described as a blackened cerise thermal. It says when it's cold, this is a black cherry color, and then when it's warm, it's a bold pink leaning ruby. This also has color shifting flakes in shades of pink, orange, and indigo. Here's our first coat of Barely Awake. This one is super richly pigmented, very opaque. I am going to show you what 2 coats looks like today. A very smooth, again, easy formula to work with. You'll want top coat. It does dry slightly textured because of these larger flakes, but nothing in here is going to take any kind of scrubbing to remove. So there is the transition to its warm state and 2 coats. Up next we have Shmash Hit, and this is described as a pale golden base with hues of pink, orange, and copper shimmer. Here's our first coat of Shmash Hit. This one's a little bit sheer on this first coat. I'm going to show you what 2 coats looks like today. This one is relatively close to my skin tone though, so depending on how it looks on you, you might want to go in for 3. A top coat will help this hollow stand out, and removal on this one is going to be easy. So there's 2 coats. Next up we have Celebrate Good Shine, and this is described as a pale champagne colored holographic polish. Here's our first coat of Celebrate Good Shine. This one is all glitter, so it is going to be a little bit more textured than anything we've looked at today, and it's also going to be a little bit more difficult to remove, but still a very smooth formula to work with and a very beautiful manicure payoff. This one was completely opaque for me in 3 coats with no sponging. You might need 2 coats of top coat to get a completely smooth finish on this one, so there's 3 coats. Up next we have Love at Frost Sight, and this is described as a sparkling silver magnetic polish. Here's our first coat of Love at Frost Sight. So I'm going to build this one up in 3 coats today, but I have seen other swatchers do this as a topper and then magnetize it. It does look beautiful that way, I just hadn't thought of it. So I'm going to show you 3 coats of this today with a magnet. And it doesn't get 100% opaque, but it is a nice frosty reflective look, so it does distract from any kind of nail line. This will dry decently glossy all on its own, and removal on this one is easy, so there is 3 coats. And lastly for today we have Baking Spirits Bright, and this is described as a frosting white crelly loaded with glitters in red and green. Here's our first coat of Baking Spirits Bright. This is a white crelly, so it's a little bit more sheer on this first coat, but still same easy to work with formula. You get a ton of this glitter out, and it does spread out easily and evenly across the nail. This is glitter, so it is going to dry textured, and it is going to be more difficult to remove. So there is 2 coats. So they did add 4 additional bonus shades. This one is called Obsiden, and this is a red to black multichrome, and it has shifts of umber, crimson, orange, and gold. Here's our first coat of Obsidian. This one's a little bit sheer on this first coat. I am doing 2 coats today. Depending on your application, you might want to go in for 3. This one's super shifty on the nail. My camera angles and light play didn't really do much to show that off, but hopefully the swatch photos you can see that. So there's 2 coats. Next up is Much Lava to You, and this is essentially Obsidian, where it's the black to red multichrome base, and then it's got the shifts of umber, crimson, orange, and gold, but this one also has a hollow to it. Here's our first coat of Much Lava to You. This one is exactly Obsidian except with some holographic. Very smooth formula to work with, a little bit sheer but very buildable. Again, I'm doing 2 coats today. You might want to go in for 3. You will want top coat. It does dry dull, but removal on this one will also be easy. So there's 2 coats. Up next we have Stay Salty, and this is a multichrome that shifts from a seafoam green to a navy to a purple, and then a deeper green at some angles. Here's our first coat of Stay Salty. This one is also a little bit sheer on this first coat. All of these last 4, depending on if you like 2 or 3 coats. It could go either way. I stopped at 2 just for my swatches, but if I were wearing it out, I'd probably opt for that 3rd. Again, smooth application and easy removal, so there's 2 coats. And lastly for today we have Dragon On, and this one is a multichrome that shifts from a jewel-toned sapphire blue to a rich grape purple. This one also has shades of navy and cerulean. And here's our first coat of Dragon On. Again, a little sheer on this first coat, nice and shifty on the nail. You could also layer all of these multichromes over a black if you wanted to preserve the polish itself, but I do think it gives a nice super shifty look on the nail when it's built up on its own. So there's 2 coats. So I did have 3 standouts from this collection. The first one being Stream On, Stream Away. It is just this navy cream, but it's a gorgeous navy cream. It's a beautiful blue, deep, rich, saturated color. I think it's stunning. Had a great formula, so that one was a standout. My next one would be Celebrate Good Shine. This is a gorgeous glitter. I currently have it on my toes. It's currently on Jocelyn's toes. A lovely formula, beautiful, beautiful glitter polish. And then of course, I also really liked Baking Spirits Bright, a quintessential Christmas color. It's a white crelly. I'm all about it. Great formula. So those were the standouts in this collection for me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And guys, that is it. Let me know in the comments what you thought of these polishes. Let me know if you plan on picking any of them up, and let me know what your favorite was. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe if you'd like to see more from me, and I will talk to you again next time.